answer the second. Might be more accurate. You've been in the news this week. Just tell us a little bit about how you came to the end of your largely successful relationship with Matchroom.
Well, it was a good relationship. We had a great little run. It was short, but it was fun while it lasted. I think it just came to an end. We just, the whole COVID thing happened, and a lot of these, unforeseen situations have happened in the last, and I think also with Anthony Joshua losing and them having to, put a lot of energy on getting their belt back, and, then the COVID happened. I just think, it was just a certain time for them to either totally embrace me or, cut me. So I just think that's where that's what they decided to do.
Okay, these are words from Michael Hunter, and he explains how Matchroom decided to cut him. I thought he parted ways like it was a decision of his own. But I stand corrected because, at the end of the day, he gave his own reasons why he felt that Matchroom and Eddie Hearn cut him instead of him leaving. That's the equivalent of saying, hey, man, I quit. What happened to your last job? Man, I quit that job. Then to only find out later on by that employer or somebody that worked in that place that person worked at, oh, no, he got fired. But anyway, Michael Hunter's a nice guy, good personality. I don't see any ill will towards that or whatever. I think he's just trying to, focus on the rest of his career and what can he do after that. So let's continue moving forward on this.
Do you feel if you'd have been awarded the decision over Alexander Povetkin in your last fight, that not only would you still be with Matchroom, but that you'd probably be opposing Dillian Whyte in the headline fight on the 22nd of August?
Yeah, I don't think I would be fighting Dillian Whyte. I think he's going to constantly be running from me no matter how. I would have to be like, great beyond, what I'm saying? I would have to have my name way up there for somebody like a Dillian Whyte to, even think of trying to fight, because all his stuff is based on money fights. Yeah, so I think, me winning, it would have been a harder time for them to try to, move me, and they would have had to respect it, and they would have, they wouldn't have really liked it being signed, but they would have probably wanted to, release me, but they would have had a little more ties to it. I would have had a couple more belt and, been a little higher on the ranking and stuff like that. So, I think that's just how it went down.
Was it?
Wow. Michael Hunter says that Dillian Whyte will constantly run from him. And, I don't know about necessarily running, but I think that Michael Hunter, what he's saying is true. I think that he wouldn't want to fight Michael Hunter because Michael Hunter is not high enough on the totem pole, so to speak. So Michael Hunter won't be that guy to get in the ring with, okay? It would be an interesting fight, though, because, Dillian Whyte's a scrapper. He likes to bang. And then Michael Hunter, he doesn't have much power, but he has speed, and you can tell he's pretty tough, for a guy, especially coming up from cruiserweight. So he's just acclimating on in, and, there might have been a case where if he did beat Povetkin or got the nod in the Povetkin fight instead of the draw, they would have looked at his case a little bit more closely than they did. Okay, but for Dillian Whyte, avoiding someone like Michael Hunter, that's kind of the way it goes. Me personally, in a perfect world, I think Dillian Whyte should fight all these guys. He's waiting around for an opportunity that seems to never be there. It's always, the goalpost is always moved when it comes for him getting his opportunity anyway. You go from fighting Oscar Rivas and Darius Wach and Derek Chisora and then Joseph Parker, then Lucas Brown. You got a lot of these guys that you've already fought, but I think you can't get rich off of yesterday's hustle. I think if I'm Dillian Whyte, guys like Michael Hunter, again, in a perfect world, okay, is calling him out, I would say, hey, you want me, you got me. But of course, he's hoping, like everyone's hoping, that Dillian Whyte gets his opportunity. So, in essence, yes, he is too high on the totem pole for Mike Hunter. But if he was just looking for an opponent, because remember, Michael Hunter was a candidate to fight Anthony Joshua once upon a time, if you guys can remember that. So, make that what you will, okay? So, surely Dillian Whyte could give him a shot on opportunity on down the line, because in fact, if we dig further, who is Dillian Whyte fighting next? Povetkin. Okay? And the thing is, you can argue and you could say, well, damn, how old is Michael Hunter? How old is Michael Hunter, the boxer?
1 year old.
See, he's 31. Isn't Dillian Whyte 31? They're both the same age. Okay? Yeah, Povetkin has more stripes on his back, sure. But but in the grand schemes, you got a guy your age that used to be signed with you that is calling you out. So you can't say that nobody's calling you out, But I think Dillian Whyte will always say that the WBC is shitting on him because that's all they've been doing since he's been mandatory, honestly. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Michael Hunter stating that Dillian Whyte will be constantly running from him. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.